Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, 1 second. Stop flirting. The food just arrived. Sorry.
And we're
Take
back.
2. The
Take
better
2.
one this time.
What an intro. Mitchell, have you pulled yourself out of Star Wars: The Old Republic?
No, I have not. Why? Why do you ask?
It's constantly on. He never
Yes.
stops playing it. At least one hand is engaged at all times.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the other hand doing?
I don't know,
Mitchell, what
probably
is the
browsing
other
Reddit.
hand doing?
Browsing Reddit, probably.
Oh, okay. That's not as entertaining as I was hoping.
Yeah, that's
One
believable.
hand is just clicking all the companions to go craft things. The other hand is just browsing Reddit while I wait for them to finish crafting, so that I can sell it for money on the GTN.
Okay, can you make, like... Because I know you can make legit money from RuneScape. Can you make legit money from Old Republic?
No, just fake money.
Dang it.
At least not that I'm aware of. You can spend real money and then sell the things that you spent real money on to make fake money.
You could possibly convince someone to pay you real money for your fake money.
Probably.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know, like the Diablo 3 auction house. That was a great success, right?
Yeah, it didn't crash and burn at all.
No, not at all. Just like all of Blizzard's decisions lately. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Talk the Plank, where we have no controversial opinions whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I say that as a joke, but nothing of what we just said was controversial.
Not really.
Yeah, no.
Nobody likes Blizzard these days.
Yeah,
They
just kind of.
They make it easy.
Yeah.
They make it easy to not like them.
Yeah.
I heard that even with COVID and everything, WoW lost subscribers.
Yeah, I can see
that. That sounds
that.
like a bad sign.
Yeah, I think the game might finally be starting to die. Then again, this has been said for years. This has been said for almost my entire life. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like saying that One Piece might finally be ending soon. Is it really, though?
Is it? Is it? I don't know. I find it hard to believe. Has it been going on for like 20 years? Something like that?
I don't know.
52 chapters a year? About? Maybe just 50. Let's round it down to 50 a year. Is that over 1,000 chapters? So, yeah, it's about 20 years. Golly.
Could just Google One Piece and see if it gives me, like, the date.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea than me doing the math in my head. I am not a math major.
Nor am I.
The last math class I took was in my first semester of college.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I might have taken a little bit in my second semester too, but it's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Wikipedia is saying 1997.
97?
97.
97?
My God.
97.
The year of my birth.
That's freaking... I thought it would have been like 2000.
No.
Oh.
It never ends.
Oh. Oh no.
It's eternal.
It's never
1997. 1997 was simply the year we noticed it existed.
It's Well, that's another thing. 97 was apparently like one of the best years.
Yeah.
It's like FF7, Metal Gear. I believe that was all 97.
Wow.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome.
Man, if only we had been, aware.
If only.
If only. But we are mere millennials/zoomers. I don't know. They freaking change. I get different answers about when the generations switch.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
But anyway, it's been about a month since our last recording. So
has it been that long?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
There was a week that I wanted to do it, but my class was getting real busy that week. It was essentially the last week of the class, but there was a week after that, and then that was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, and that was 2 weeks since our last recording. So yeah, it's been about a month.
Wow, does not feel like that.
But anyway,
time is an illusion.
Yes, it is. It has been many weeks. So Aaron, how has been your many weeks?
My many weeks has been spent honestly not doing a whole lot in terms of games. I basically spent most of my time this past month just playing Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded it and I was like, you know what, this is a pretty neato game. I chose to be a cat girl conjurer.
Of course.
It's been a bit since I've picked it up now, but do all classes start in the same area?
No.
Okay,
Depending on what class you choose, you're gonna start in one of 3 areas. You're gonna start in Gridania, Ul'dah, or Limsa Lominsa.
Okay, I figured. Yeah, I just got to the pirate area whenever the last time I played. That's a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. I think I would probably enjoy it a lot more if I was playing it with more people, but it's still fun on its own. You know, the combat's all right. The story's really good, at least so far. And the world's super interesting. I haven't seen too much of it, but the idea of a pirate city is awesome, and I love
Pirate City's great.
Yep.
Trying to think.
Now, are you doing all of the side quests?
Yes, I'm doing all of the side quests.
Okay, that's
every single one of them.
I was about to say that seems like you should have gotten a lot farther if you've been playing it this whole time. But
yeah,
if you're doing all the side quests, then yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't picked it up in like a week and a half, so so that's why I probably haven't gotten as far as well. But yeah, I've done like all of the side quests available. I think the only one I didn't do was my class side quest. I didn't complete it all the way. I only got through like, because it's like it trains you in the 4 elements, and I got to like the 3rd element. I think I was on water whenever I had moved on to the pirate city. But yeah, neat little game.
Yeah, neat little game.
Yeah. Not quite so little, but neat game. Neat game.
Very good.
Yeah.
If you want to get through the story, the only things that are required are the main story quest and your job quests.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
All right.
And at some point you'll get conjurer to level 30, and then you'll have like the last conjurer quest, and then you'll have your job quest, which I believe for conjurer is white mage.
Yeah, the healer main class. Yeah, I saw that. That's part of the reason why I chose conjurer, because I wanted to go full healer.
Oh boy.
So Aaron's healer. Yeah. I'm tank main. You have dragoon.
I have a dragoon. I'll let's just do big old Final Fantasy 14 talk, because I've been playing a bunch of Final Fantasy 14.
All right, let's get it.
I finished A Realm Reborn.
Wow.
Nice.
So that was a couple days ago. I finally finished the base game story, and it took me longer than it needed to, because I went back and I leveled up a gladiator all the way up to getting a level 50 paladin.
Wow.
Because I wanted to tank, and between warrior and paladin is more interesting to me.
But axe.
Yeah, the axe is cool though, but sword and shield.
Okay, but what about big sword?
Big sword is also really cool. And as soon as I get to that content, I might go do those Dark Knight quests, because apparently the Dark Knight quest storyline is the best in the game.
Ooh.
Dang! Wow.
Yeah.
Is Dragoon, is that a DPS class or a tank class?
Dragoon is DPS. Yeah.
Good.
And Dragoon, from what I've heard, is like has one of the more complex rotations Like, it's a very static rotation. You're doing the same thing over and over, but with very little variation. But it's long and complex, which means that they get the nickname floor tanks.
Huh.
Because they are so focused on the rotation that they just tank whatever hits on the floor that they don't run out of the way of.
Whether they can survive it or not.
Yeah.
Oops.
They're looking at their hotbar and not at the actual floor.
Oops.
Oops.
Oop.
But yeah, the game's freaking great, and I actually bought it.
Oh, nice.
So I am no longer on that free trial. I am now a paid member of Final Fantasy XIV. I don't have a subscription yet, but I have those 30 free days going.
Nice.
Right.
So
So
what's the
does that
what's
mean
the
that
max
we can
level?
start grouping up at some point?
Yes, we'll
How does
have
that
to
work?
start grouping up, and I can now, I think, put you guys on my friends list since I'm no longer free trial.
Nice.
Oh, is that a feature that wasn't included in the free trial?
I believe so.
Probably.
Okay.
So I can do that. And yeah, we can go on raids and stuff in dungeons, because I can just use my Dragoon to get that. And the main reason I decided to break down and buy it was I was planning on doing that when I hit level 60, which is the level cap for free to play, because I was thinking, like, okay, I want, even if I'm not through the Heavensward content, I want to still, like, you know, get levels, get experience while I'm doing it.
Waste experience. Yeah.
Don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
And then I started getting this message every time I finish a quest of, hey, you can't have any more gil. You have 300,000 gil. In the free trial, you cannot get any more gil.
Uh-oh.
And then I look at that, and I see that a couple more times, and I'm like,
Don't want to waste gil either.
It's not as important as levels, but still. And so I just decided to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah.
It's a really confusing system buying that game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Huh.
Because you have to, like, link accounts. Like, you have to link your FF14 account to the Square Enix account. You buy that, but then you also have to activate it through the Mog Station website client, and it's a whole pain in the butt. But I was able to do it without too much trouble. But I've heard horror stories from that.
Interesting.
So, that's a freaking great game. Realm Reborn is great. A lot of people say that, like, Realm Reborn is the worst part of the game, if that's the worst part of the game, then awesome, because it was pretty great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know which I want to do more, Paladin or Dark Knight.
Yeah. I think I might switch over to Dark Knight once I'm done with Warrior.
If I can get that sword that looks like the Dragon Slayer from Berserk, then
yeah.
You gotta go for it.
But I do like going up to my login screen and seeing my character looking just absolutely righteous with his white armor and the globe. It's basically a globe around him. It looks great. I love it.
Yeah. You and your boring human character.
Yeah, dude, humans are great.
It's like, nah, man, cat people.
Heck yeah, cat people.
Cat people.
Hey, it's better than frickin' Lalafels.
What are they?
They're the little midgets.
People. Oh yeah,
the not hobbits.
They're not hobbits, of course.
Tiny children people.
Yes, the children.
That have beards and mustaches, and it creeps me out a lot. I don't like
it. Although
it's like, you shouldn't have facial hair. That I don't like that.
Although I have heard that the facial options for the male Viera are immaculate and way better. Like, even for facial hair, it's way better than any of the original races.
Which ones are that?
The bunny boys.
Oh, they added the bunny boys?
Yes, they added the bunny boys.
Oh,
At
I don't
least
think they were up when I
I
joined.
believe. Well, no, because you only have up. Excuse
Oh,
me.
because I'm free.
Yeah, you're free, so you can
Oh, well.
get the dragon people that they added in Heaven's Word, but everything else you have to
Here's
have
the
the
thing.
content.
I was gonna make a dragon person, but then I like was going through some of the like armors that you can kind of preview,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't like how the horns clip through helmets.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I went with Catboy instead.
Mm-hmm. You can turn off the helmets.
Uh, but I kind of like wearing helmets sometimes. Some
Yeah,
of them look cool.
it depends on the helmet. Like
Yeah.
I don't particularly like the paladin helmets right now because they're just these kind of crowns on the front of your head.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like the way that looks all that much. It's fine, but it looks better on the NPCs that wear it, not my created character.
Yeah.
If I were a lion,
I want to leave the option open to be able to wear a helmet and not have things clipping through it.
yeah,
If possible, if I
yeah.
like that helmet.
If I were
In
one of
fashion.
if I were one of the big old lion people, I would definitely be wearing that crown. But I'm not, so.
Because you're a coward.
No, just
You
regular
don't want to be. You
human.
just want to be human.
Human, yeah. Hey, my guy looks good. What do you want from me?
I mean, yeah.
Hey, at least the tail's not going to be clipping through armor.
Okay, listen. Don't you judge me. Listen. Listen. Shut up. Shut up.
It just works.
It just works.
It's like all the pants have holes for the tail. Just let me have this.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie.
It's like the pants have buttons and zips on the front and the back of the pants to allow for the tail. Let me have this.
I'm not gonna lie though. I got a Fantasia potion for beating a Realm Reborn, which is the potion that you take and then you can redo all your character creation stuff.
Ah, that's nice.
Oh, neat.
And I'm not gonna lie. Now that I have it, I'm looking over at the Vieira, and I'm like,
Join the cat army.
No, Vieira's the bunny girls.
Okay.
Are you gonna be a bunny girl or a bunny boy?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
It is the eternal question.
Do I want to be the freaking?
Do it.
Do I want to
Become
be
a furry.
Do I want to be the best thing that ever came out of Final Fantasy 12, or do I want to be the Twink Bunny Boys with the best facial hair options in the game?
Do it.
It's a question that that I'll have to resolve in my heart at some point.
Do it.
But anyway, that's Final Fantasy 14. So
yeah, fun time.
What else have you been doing, Mr. Aaron?
In terms of
I was going to
gameplay,
continue on the Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yes, continue.
go for it.
Since I have also played it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I kind of forget where I'm at in the main story because I got super distracted. And I kind of just started leveling all 3 gathering skills for a while.
Yeah, you texted that.
Yeah, I got a little distracted by the fishing because I joined alchemy because alchemy.
Yes, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, because I like making potions.
What could equal the value of a human soul? Just stand up in your alchemy class and yell, "What could equal the value of a human soul?"
Pretty much.
Yes.
So let's say Morrowind has inspired an alchemy addiction.
Oh no.
So I joined the alchemy class, trying to level it, and I need things from like fish or plants or mining stuff. So I'm like, I'll just join all the gathering classes. That's fine.
Yeah. Why would you buy? You could buy all of those materials, but why would you do that when you could just also be leveling up those other classes?
I can buy some of them, but if I need, but not all of them.
Ah.
So that's why I did it. I'm like, oh, or just get the fishing stuff, and then oh, this recipe higher level needs like botany stuff. Yeah, okay, I can join another one. This one wants mining stuff. Okay, yeah, fine. And I got really distracted. Let's see, what else have I
hardly touched.
I did finally get to a warrior. I did finally unlock the 8.
You got warrior, no longer marauder.
Yep. Yeah, I got almost all. I got all of 3 gathering classes almost up to my main class level.
Nice. I don't. Okay, I know for the main jobs and classes that it gives you a bonus experience. It gives you bonus experience uh for any classes that are below your max level class, your highest level class.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's the same for the crafting and gathering classes.
I'm not entirely sure myself, but I don't know. It didn't take very long. Like it took like maybe 2 days to level all 3 up
It's
to
not
level
that
30.
long, just 2
It's not
days.
bad. It wasn't even that bad.
Just 2 days. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad actually
So
for an
wait,
MMO.
are they max level? Are they level 60?
No, it's just up to level 30
Okay.
where I'm at.
Okay. About to say.
But 3 classes up to level 30 in 2 days. That's not
That's not
terrible
bad.
at all
That's not
for an
bad.
MMO grind.
That's a lot of podcast time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's probably about it for Final Fantasy 14. Was just me
well, we'll
fishing
Just
for
you
3
getting all
hours
your
straight.
crafting skills.
well we'll get going on some like getting to do some dungeons and raids together.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
nice. So anyway, besides Final Fantasy 14, the only other game I've played, which I started playing on Tuesday, is Death's Door. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Hmm.
It's sorry, it's like an isometric game in which you play as like a crow that's like a reaper who goes and reaps the souls of people from like this fantasy world.
All right.
And like basically your the soul that you've been assigned gets stolen, so you can't return to the realm of the dead or whatever until you open up Death's Door, which is like the ultimate door that like nobody knows what's behind it. um, so the entire game is about going and killing these 3 giant um, monsters, basically, that have lived for basically ever. So your job is basically to stop people from becoming immortal, and it's pretty good. It plays a lot, kind of like Bastion or Transistor, like an isometric hack and slash. It's pretty good. Um, it's it can be a little bit enraging at times because it is a little bit difficult, a little bit on the difficult end of things. Um, but the bosses are like really like intuitive, like they're really straightforward, and they don't require um, too much finagling, so that's nice. I did just now beat the second of the 3 giants, um, and it was infuriating because the way the battle works is it takes place on like a board in which there are tiles that constantly break, that are being broken by the boss. And I thought at first that they could not be restored. Like once they're broken, they're just gone. So I was like, I have no idea how the heck to beat this boss because he has so much health and he breaks all of the tiles before I can beat him. And so I just end up falling into the water and dying. And then I discovered that you can shoot a mace on his back with your bow and arrow, and it restores all the tiles. And then I got
Wow.
really mad at myself because I died so many times without realizing this. Um, but yeah, good game. Um I would highly recommend it.
That's
It's one of the better hack and
door.
slash isometric. Um, in terms of games, that's pretty much all I've played. I spent a while playing Final Fantasy 14. Then I just now jumped on Death's Door. Um, in terms of things I've watched, I've basically I finished up Samurai Champloo. I don't remember if I finished it up the last time we talked. I may have. Um, but after Samurai Champloo, I just started watching House again.
Oh
I freaking
yeah.
yeah, I freaking love House.
House
House
is
is
great.
absolutely amazing. I'm on season 3 right now, and that show really stands the test of time. Those episodes are absolutely timeless. I love it so much. Um, I think in terms of shows I've watched, that's pretty much like I've just been watching a ton of House. I can check really quickly. I'm pretty sure. That's all I've watched. I guess I can talk about the things I've read now.
Oh
I'm
boy,
reading. Yep, I've
Brandon
just been reading
Sanderson Power
the
Hour.
the Brandon
third book,
Sanderson Power Hour.
the third
It's
book in the
back.
Mistborn trilogy.
Yes,
The Hero of Ages. It
yes,
is very good.
yes, it is.
Yes, I am enjoying it a lot. It is. I'm about halfway through now. Just got to the section where, what section am I at? Oh my God. Oh, they just went to the ball. They broke
Oh
it
yeah,
into the
yeah.
ball. Yeah,
That moment's great.
that's a great moment. I really love that. Um, so yeah, that book's really really good. I've been enjoying it a whole bunch.
How
Can't
was
wait to see how it concludes.
Well of Ascension? Because
I
you
I
hadn't
really
finished
enjoyed
it.
it.
You hadn't finished it by last time when we talked.
Oh yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Hmm.
I don't know how I would rate books so far. I would say probably the first one is my favorite so far of the three.
Hmm.
I've heard the conclusion to the third book's really good though, so I get the feeling I might like the third the most when I'm done with it.
Hmm.
Um, but I would say, yeah, probably the first one's my favorite. The Well of Ascension is really, really good. I love the growth that Ellen is in that book.
Yeah, yeah.
Really interesting. Um,
So how do you did you get that? Did you trying to word this? How about that part at the with the end of the villain in Well of Ascension?
you mean the section where the villain and the hero are fighting, and the hero does something?
The hero does something and it's like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And
Yep.
then as he's dying, he he hears
The
something.
voice.
Yes.
The voice.
Yep.
Yep. That's great.
That
that was a good foreshadowing of the
Oh my
conclusion.
gosh, that moment like freaked me out. It was so good.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a fantastic foreshadowing of the ending.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Welcome to one of the
really
things
great.
Brandon Sanderson is very good at. Setup
Yeah.
and payoff.
So I read that I can say in terms of things I've watched, I just looked at my notes, by which I mean my journal.
Yes.
And I went out to go see Black Widow with the family.
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
that was a perfectly okay movie. That's how I would describe it. It is like a classic popcorn flick. It goes through all the motions, doesn't do any of them well, but you know
Oh.
what? It's a movie. It was fun. It was fun. So I mean, that's
Did
the
you
best way I can describe it.
Did you hear that the writer wrote it in 11 days?
I wouldn't be surprised. That seems
Oh.
like an 11-day script right there. Um,
11
yeah, no, I
days.
believe that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Why the heck do they have to write it in 11 days?
I don't know. I don't know if he said. I just saw that he wrote it in 11 days and he's like, that wasn't just one draft. There were rewrites in there too.
Uh,
So I don't know if there was a reason for that. I don't know if there was like corporate pressure or if there was procrastination or if like there was development hell going on and then he got thrown, hey, we need someone to write this, do it, we need it in 11 days.
yeah, sure it was that third one. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. This movie's been like rumored for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I feel like it's been in the works for forever. I can't believe it finally came out.
It finally came out and the best everyone says is eh.
Eh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good description.
And then the worst people have to say is, wow, this really feels like a movie that was written in 11 days.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Maybe, hey, Hollywood, maybe a lot of your writing problems come from you having writers write things in 11 days. Or just giving it, or not planning anything out and then giving the second movie in a trilogy to a guy whose final script was like 99% the same as his first draft.
So, anyway, That's what I watched that. Like I said, decent movie, decent. Um, I also watched Loki. I decided to sit down and watch that. I think I was on episode 3 or 4 when I first started getting into it.
Mhm.
That is a great show. That is a very good show.
I've heard very good things, and then I've heard a couple people there's some world building issues here.
I don't really mind the world
So,
building too
eh,
much.
eh,
Yeah, no, the story is very good. The story is absolutely solid, and it concludes much better than WandaVision, I think.
that's good.
Um, yeah, it has a much better conclusion, and it actually sets it up for a second season, which I'm really excited for. It definitely deserves a second season.
Now,
Um,
what is this? I'm hearing about some weird incest stuff in this show.
oh,
Wait, oh,
it's not
what?
incest so much as it is masturbation. Um, Yeah, basically, there's Loki and there's multiverse Loki that's a woman, and he uses himself because they fall in love with each other.
Oh
So yeah,
no.
it's a little bit.
Like,
Yeah, I would describe it as
is
masturbation.
this played straight?
Oh, it's played straight. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah,
because
I know
like
it
Oh,
doesn't feel right. It
Crash
doesn't.
Crash 4 does a similar thing with its villain and an alternate universe version of its villain that's a lady. They have the hots for each other, but it's kind of played up as a bit of a joke.
Yeah, no, it doesn't play it as up as a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not. It's not the best. Admittedly, it's not the
Uh,
best.
yeah.
Yeah.
That explains
Um,
that picture I saw of a post on Ask Reddit where it was like if you were in an alternate universe and you found an alternate universe version of yourself and you were extremely attracted to them, what would you do? And then a comment was, stop trying to justify the plot of Loki.
stop it.
Beautiful.
Oh boy.
Uh,
What a strange world we live in.
What a strange world indeed. A good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Um,
I need to
I
catch up on the MCU. It's been a bit.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
saw him watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I
I
don't
just
know if I even want to bother with that.
Yeah, I watched the
Yeah.
first episode and I was like, yeah, this isn't. I'm just not feeling it, so I just didn't bother watching it. And from what I can tell, most people did the same. So, or the people that did finish it were just kind of iffy on it.
Wow, boy, it's a good thing COVID happened so that they had to delay that show and have WandaVision come out first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, that just about covers everything. All my games, all my shows, my light reading. So yeah, that's it. What about you, Sir Zach? What have you done in the last month or so?
Oh, me? Oh, this is
Oh,
a
we're skipping it up.
this is a ch-
Oh,
we're-
sorry. I forgot the order. I thought it was my bad. Mitchell, what have you done
Mitchell.
in the last month
Ah,
or so since we last talked?
Let's see. Well, I played some more Final Fantasy 14,
yes,
naturally.
yes.
Of course,
But
of
what
course.
has really sucked me back in is more Star Wars: The Old Republic
You,
and wrapping
I
up the big cinematic expansions that they did, Fallen Empire and Eternal Throne, and wrapping those up.
and how have those been?
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
I'll never have.
Just the whole time. I don't want it.
I
I'll
don't
never
want it.
have.
It's great because those were actual choices that you could say.
It's great. That's
Pretty sure
great.
I sent you photos of it.
I think you did. That
I
made my
don't
day.
want it.
That was good.
So then, so during your fighting this new Eternal Empire, you form an alliance between the like Republic and Empire, and it's kind of cool for a while because you just kind of get this neutral path kind of going
Hmm.
until the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic tries to have you assassinated and steal it from you.
Of course.
Of course, and it's great because you catch her. She's giving a speech in front of your alliance saying that you're dead, and you walk in, and
That's great.
you have the choice of like asking a question, taunting her, or just punching her straight in the face. I punched her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like the punch Shinji option in Fate Stay
Pretty
Night.
mu-
You take that
Pretty
every
much
time.
every time, and then I killed her.
Oh well, there you go.
And then I killed the Chancellor of the Republic. She was too dangerous to be left alive.
She's too dangerous to be kept alive. And then someone who looks vaguely like Hayden Christensen says, "I need her."
Fortunately, she did not turn out to be a Sith, and it was quite easy, and I faced zero repercussions.
There you go.
Yeah, so then you finally defeat the Eternal Empire. You defeat all the evil people. You take the throne, and then, surprise, surprise, the Immortal Emperor tries to take control of your body.
Of course.
Of course, and then you get to fight him in your mind, and you finally beat him
Aw.
once and for all.
And then
And
he
then
is
5 minutes
dead.
later, so then you get the throne. You are now the new Emperor of Zakul. I think maybe it's not really clear. I think they kind of forgot about that 5 minutes
Oops.
later.
Oops.
You now get control of the Immortal fleet, the super powerful fleet, and then immediately gets taken away from you in the next mini expansion.
Oh. Oh no.
Oof.
And
We
I
made
think Zakul decided that they don't need an emperor anymore, so I don't know what I'm doing.
we made the player character too powerful. How do we fix this? I don't
Take it
know.
away.
Just, they don't have it anymore.
Yeah. That's kind of a problem with the writing in general, is that they keep introducing things and then not knowing what to do with them.
Oh. I wonder
There
if
was like this whole giant plot point introducing these scions who could see the future and would guide you to become the emperor and defeat the immortal emperor. And then as soon as they're introduced, they never show up again throughout the entire expansion.
oh.
Hmm.
Because you have this moment where when the Scion leader is dying, and he's like, "Do not worry, my acolytes will meet you and guide you along the path when they are needed." Except they don't, because they never show up again.
That's
And
beautiful.
then I
Oh
finished the
no.
expansion. I got like an email from them saying that like we knew you could do it. We helped you the whole time, and I'm like, no, you didn't. I never saw you assholes again.
It's like you're the main character of a kids show, and every time you're about to do something, you turn to the camera and the signs are watching. You're like, "What should I do?" And then they point at the obvious answer, and it's like, "Thank you, you did this. You saved the day."
Yeah. Except they
Sounds about
never
right.
did anything because they vanished completely. BioWare forgot that they made them.
Oops. No, we were there the
Oops.
whole time though.
Yeah, no.
We helped
Yeah,
you.
that happens several times throughout these expansions.
Oh, and in
Except
this
things
in a
get
single
introduced,
within a single expansion.
like two major ones, yeah.
Oh boy. Like,
Things
is
get
it
introduced, and they're like, "Yeah, we're develop this." Oh wait, how do we develop it though?
is it in
Introduce something else and sweep it under the rug.
is it inside the same expansion, or is it like like the once that you get to the new expansion they forget about everything?
No, like same expansion.
Oh no. Oh,
Mhm.
like I could
It's not great.
understand if it was like between expansions, like a new writer comes in and doesn't know what to do, so they just kind of sweep everything under the rug. But no, it's in the same
No, no,
expansion.
no. Unfortunately, that being said, I still enjoy the stories more or less. They're just fun little Star Wars stories, I guess, if nothing else. You
Eh,
defeat the Immortal Emperor at the end, so I'm happy.
It's nice when you can have a fun Star Wars story that doesn't make you just pop a blood vessel in your head from rage or other
Yeah.
feelings.
Unfortunately, this is the big expansion where all the class stories share the same story.
Oh,
And it doesn't really make sense unless you're like a Jedi or Sith.
oh,
Having a smuggler come in and save the day from the Immortal Empire just
I
doesn't make sense. I'm sorry.
Han Solo,
Han
Emperor of the
Solo.
Immortal Empire.
Beautiful.
It doesn't make sense, but they have to like try and work things in to like explain how a non-force user could do this thing. So they have to introduce like a lot of plot MacGuffins, and it's just kind of weird. Because I'm like, I'm supposed to be the super powerful Jedi. I'm like one of the most powerful Jedi around right now, and yet I still need so many plot devices to do anything.
but I could just do this on my own. I'm a Jedi. No, 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 because the smuggler character might have needed this, but I'm not a
And
smuggler.
then,
No, 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 no,
like,
no.
well, unfortunately, you share the same storyline now, so unfortunately. And then
See,
I got to
we
gambling.
don't. The EA stopped giving us as much money, so we don't have time to write out storylines for each of them.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So I finished the 2 expansions, and then I got addicted to gambling.
Of course, of course.
They had a little event going on where you could like find random casino coins on for loot. So I'm like, I guess I better go ahead and spend these while the event's going on. And then I got stuck in like a 3-hour loop of gambling
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
because you keep finding like the emperor tokens, and you can go spend the emperor tokens at the emperor slots, and they will give you kingpin tokens. And then you go to the kingpin token machines, and sometimes you win more emperor tokens. So you just kind of end up in a loop of winning tokens and trying to get rid of them all.
Mitchell
And
has
you win random things in between.
Mitchell has become a Japanese salaryman who spends all of his free time in the pachinko parlor.
Well, here's the thing though, I won like 3 new mounts, so it worked out pretty well for me.
Oh
Beautiful.
boy.
Speaking
So
of
that's
mounts, when
cool.
do you get a mount in Final Fantasy 14?
Around level 25 in the main story quests.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
like
I'm
around when
fairly
you
close.
start joining
yeah,
like the what is it, Great House or Great
the grand companies. You
Grand
join a grand
Company?
company and then they give you a mount. Or
Yep.
there's like a little quest where you get a mount.
Yeah.
So you should be getting pretty close.
Okay. Yeah, I am.
And then mount speed will increase in areas once you've done story stuff in that area, which is a real pain in the butt when I was a Dragoon, because my Dragoon quests were in an area that you don't get to until much later in the story.
Whoops.
Dang.
And then
So
later on your mounts can fly.
That's
woo.
nice.
And
No,
I've unlocked that, and that's a blast.
that sounds
It's
nice.
also a lot faster.
Yep. So let's see. So now in Star Wars, I'm starting the newest expansion that they released, which number one is really funny because the new NPC characters have really nice updated texture models,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really glaring when your character is standing beside them.
Yep, that's the exact problem Final Fantasy XIV is running into.
Oh no. So that's good. The thing is that they had to introduce a new big bad, of course.
Of
So they
course.
brought in an old raid boss that you fight in the like base game, I think.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh no, Darth Malgus is back. Oh no,
Oh
I
no.
beat him when I was like level 50.
Oh boy. Wow, what an intimidating villain that I beat 30 levels ago.
Woo!
I
Yeah,
beat him like 2 years ago. Very intimidating.
yep. Oh no, but he's more powerful now. It's like, well, I defeated the Immortal Emperor.
I defeated the Immortal Emperor.
I think we peaked.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so yeah, that's been fun, and I think I'm getting close to the end of the solo content, and then I'm just like, all right, so do I want to start doing the raid things? Do I want to start doing multiplayer stuff?
Oh boy.
Once I'm done, do I want to start dipping my toes in the 16-person raids? Because that's kind of daunting.
Whew.
That being said, I also spent real life money for fashion.
Well, of course.
Naturally.
I did. I'm finally nearing the end, so I'm like, it's time to really start focusing on the fashion.
Yes, that is the true end game of any MMO. Fashion.
Yep, fashion. And I spent like $20 for fancy lightsabers.
That's not too
I
bad.
know, not too bad. But I'm also looking at a fancy new armor set.
Hey, I've spent more money on Team Fortress 2, so
I'm sure you have. So let's see. That's most of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Time to move on to something else I've done. Uh, ooh, Xenoblade.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
getting back
All
into
right.
the in-game grind of Xenoblade.
How is the endgame grind of Xenoblade?
Grindy.
Oh.
So I found like this. So I looked up guides to try and maximize the run,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like you go into this one room with like a dozen spiders in it, and then you just use like Rhine and Dunban and use their area of effect attacks,
Mm-hmm.
and you just use the link to get that multiplier way up,
Yes.
and hopefully by the time the attack ends, the bar is full again, and you can just immediately go back into chain attack,
Yes. Yes, that is the case.
and then you just do that for three
It's
hours.
just here's how you do the here's how you grind in this game. You break the game.
You break the game. And I think I sent you a screenshot where I reached over 1,000,000 damage in
Yeah.
chain attack.
Yeah, you did. That was impressive.
My
That's a
God.
that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
And I beat my first level 99 enemy.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
You
send
know,
in a video of that at some point because it
you
was
can
it was a really nice long chain attack
oh.
where
You
I
can
managed to topple it and then it just kept going. So then I just built up the multiplier for damage and killed it.
jeez. You can solo the level 120 enemy with Ricky
Oh, I bet you
at
can.
level
Ricky's pretty
32.
good.
At level
Oh,
32.
oh.
You have Ricky at level 32, you have Shulk at level 1, and you have Rhine at level 1. Rhine dies immediately. Shulk is there for visions and nothing else.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then you just do Ricky and you just do damage over time.
Yep. I found a really nice exploit, somewhat, for 7, where you slap the talent boost gem on him,
Mhm.
so that the talent gauge just gets full immediately.
Oh.
And so that it's just ready to go every time you activate chain attack,
Oh.
and then you build up that fire,
Mhm. And then you just do
melts,
that.
and then the health bar melts, and it is great. Because I finally
It's
unlocked the
Yeah.
Ability for Shulk, where his talent gauge will just automatically fill whenever a
whenever
vision
there's a
occurs.
vision, yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I don't really need it for Shulk anymore.
No, you use that for Dunban
Yeah,
in chain
Dunban.
attacks.
Yeah, it's great.
Dunban in chain attacks and Melia in chain attacks.
Yeah. So let's see. So I've been grinding for Xenoblade. Yesterday I tried one run of Hades and I rage quit at Asphodel because it's been so long since I played. I don't ever remember what I'm doing. I suck.
Oh
And I was
boy.
doing fine until I threw the stupid mini boss where it's the giant butterfly orb.
Oh
Oh,
jeez.
And
yeah.
I just rage quit in the middle of that one because it killed me twice and I was running out of death defiances.
I believe that's Elysium actually.
Or Elysium, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I did get to Elysium,
There you go.
at least.
You got to Elysium.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to get the shield good. I was trying to make up for its lack of damage by investing a lot in Artemis for crits,
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
that
okay.
hasn't seemed to be working too good. So I'm gonna try something else at some
The
point, maybe like a
the
month from now.
the best way to rack up damage is by getting like any call upgrade from like anybody that like boosts damage in any way, and just spamming those at any enemies, and then smashing them with the shield right after that.
All right.
Or is it called the call? What's it called? I forget.
That's the super move, right?
No. Oh, yes. Sorry. No, not the super move. The
Okay.
little things you shoot out, the arrows or
Oh,
whatever.
I forget what the bloodstones?
Cast.
Cast, yeah.
Yeah, cast. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Use.
yeah. You have to get cast and then chain those into attacks, and it generally works pretty well.
All right.
Yeah.
I might just look up like a build guide for shield and kind
That
of go
works
off
too.
that.
That
Yeah.
works too.
Yeah, go for it.
Is it cheating to just look up guides at this point?
No. No,
I
good
think
lord.
it might
Okay.
be necessary.
Like the guides will rely on you having a lot of whatever the boons, not boons, the gifts they give
Like the little
talismans.
items.
Yeah. It'll
little
rely
items
on
that you get
those.
from giving the gods.
It'll rely on
I've
those a
been
bit,
pretty
but
good about giving ambrosia to gods,
hey,
so
there
I
you
got
go.
most of them.
Yeah, so you'll do those for a bit, and you'll level those up, and then you'll be able to do what the guide wants you to do.
Maybe. I probably won't be able to do the guide perfectly, but if it can just get me to beat Hades just once, I
Yeah.
will be happy.
Yeah.
I just want to beat Hades at
Just
this
use
point.
that shield charge because being able to block attacks is really powerful.
And that's the thing I always forget about. I have the shield, and I forget to use it as a shield.
Yep.
That's kind of my main problem right now. So we'll see.
And
Maybe like a month from now when I'm no longer salty.
and the best dashes are either Athena or Poseidon.
Okay. Athena or Poseidon. Yeah.
Athena is just deflecting everything.
Deflect.
Poseidon is just boom, I push you away.
Yeah. Which might be
Yeah.
good for shield, being able to push away.
Yeah, that's not bad. It
Let's
gets nuts in the area after Elysium.
Oh yeah. Like the labyrinth.
Yeah, because
Where
it's
everything
all
poisons you.
tight area. Well, it's more that it's
Tight
all
areas
tight
with
areas.
traps and everything poisons you.
Yes, it's all tight areas, and if you have Poseidon's dash, you're just slamming them into the wall over and over and over.
Oh, that sounds really nice, and I want to do that.
Big damage.
All right, let's see. Let's see. I put this into the notes, so I guess I'll share it. Where I had a weird, funky dream.
Oh boy,
It was funky enough that I put it in my notes. So let's see.
that's got to be funky. Let's see. Let's get this.
I dreamt that I got isekai'd into an alternate universe, but there was a twist, and the twist was that it turned out to just be Sweden. I was just in Sweden somehow. It just ended up like Sweden or Finland or like some kind of vaguely Scandinavian country. Just woke up one day.
Go
Oh
there,
my
and then
God.
everyone's like, "Birdie, birdie, birdie, bork, bork, bork." Oh
Do
they
my
speak
gosh.
English?
Yeah, so I think I just woke up from the twist was so shocking that I woke up and I immediately wrote it into my phone.
Your brain couldn't take it.
Oh man.
Let's see what else. I finished season 2 of Amphibia, and the season finale is really good. I swear. Please, one of you watch it. I want to talk about things.
I shall. I will definitely do it
Is
at
it
some
All
point.
right.
is it a Disney show?
It is Disney.
Okay, then is it on the Disney Plus?
I'd imagine.
Okay, I'll consider checking it out.
I mean, I don't know where else I would be watching it legally speaking.
There's no other
Of
places
course.
that you could watch it. It's obviously you were watching it on the Disney Plus.
I only view my favorite shows through legitimate channels.
Only.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man,
And
Crunchyroll sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I took a small vacation.
Oh yeah.
My mom road tripped up to Indiana. We went on vacation for like a few days.
Hey.
Hey,
And we
good
went
stuff.
up to Michigan to visit Mackinac Island.
Huh.
Some little
Huh.
island in Lake Superior, I believe. Let me double check which one it's in.
If it's on the top lake, it's Lake Superior. If it's the middle lake, it's Lake Michigan. If it's on the right, it's
Huron?
Ontario?
I don't know. Is it Ontario? Not
I
like
think so.
Erie.
Lake
Could be
Huron?
wrong.
Huron?
Huron? I think it's saying
Huron?
Huron.
That sounds right.
Superior, I don't know. Like Lake Michigan or Lake something, I don't know. It's one of the big lakes. It's one of the big ones.
One of the big
The
ones.
biggest
And it's
is
just-
Superior. Then I think Michigan is second biggest.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's just this tiny little island that's mostly a state park, which is like a few little shops here and there. There's like 3 cars total a police car, an ambulance, and a fire truck. It's
Hmm.
all walking, biking, or horse carriages.
Oh, are they Amish?
No, it's just a really tiny island,
Just really
and
small.
there's
Oh,
just
okay.
not enough. I think in the winter, it's mostly a summer thing, and so there's only like 200 people there in the winter total.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Like 200 people live there full time, so they just don't have cars.
I guess so.
There's just not enough development there to bother. So that was a fun little
Hmm.
place. It's well known for fudge, apparently, because you can't walk 50 feet without running into a fudge shop.
I
And
mean,
the smell is so thick, it feels like you're getting slapped in the face with a bag of sugar.
I mean, to be fair, Fudge is at a lot of tourist things.
Yeah, to be fair, but this thing, it's a lot of fudge. You don't understand. There's a lot of fudge here, guys. Can't walk 50 feet without running into fudge.
Beautiful.
So after that, stayed there for a couple of days. Then we road tripped to the Upper Peninsula and did some road tripping things, just kind of looking at a few natural forests and landmarks. And then
Oh,
I
that's
drove
nice.
8 hours back.
Wow.
Oof.
So that was fun. That was a nice little road trip. I'll have to post pictures at some point.
Yeah. To an island in the middle of a lake.
Yep,
It's slapped in the
Yeah.
face with fudge.
felt like it. And I think that about covers it.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Now it is time for you to begin.
Now it
Sir
is.
Zachary.
So, Final Fantasy 14.
Yes.
Yeah, I've said my piece. I've said my
I've
piece.
I've heard some say it's a good game.
Yes, I think it's okay. It's okay. It's an okay game.
But it's
Yeah.
no Star Wars The Old Republic.
Apparently not. I
But
mean,
do you get a lightsaber?
no, you don't, and there is no immortal emperor. Of there's no smugglers to be made immortal emperor.
Dang.
Well, darn. Then what's the point?
I mean, I don't think there is, but who knows at this point? I
Yeah,
don't
there's a
know.
lot of content in there. It's probably in there somewhere.
Next expansion's going to the moon, so who knows?
Hey.
Well, I mean, that's the next best thing, I guess.
I guess so. Anyway, I've been doing some work on my masters, and I finished the first 10 weeks term.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah. The 9th week was a ton of work because it's basically the last week of the thing, so all the big papers are due then. And that was a lot of work that week, but I enjoyed it, so it's what matters. Actually, it's not what matters. The grade is what matters, but I got good grades, so hey. Ended with A's in both classes. I brought up one of them. I was at a lower B because one of the assignments I misread the instructions and it was a major grade and I got a C on it, but I brought the grade back up to an A. So there we go.
Whoopsies.
All right.
I've been playing a crap ton of video games.
Ooh, nice.
So
Okay.
I'll
Right
go
on
with
us.
the ones that aren't on the PS5 first because I got my hands on that PS5. Of course, I've
Yeah,
been playing a
boy.
bunch of that. But before we get to that, I played a bit more of Black Flag.
Yay.
Oh, nice.
Game's fun. Game's still
Yep.
fun. I
Good game.
I don't remember the last time that I've advanced the story in that game. I just keep going around and doing everything else. It's a good game.
Naturally.
Good
Yep.
game, and for once I appreciate all the tooltips saying, "Hey, here's how you do this," because I go months between sessions of this game, so I forget the
Oh, yeah.
controls. But then
Yeah.
the little tooltip is there to say, "Hey, press X to speed up.
That's
Hey,
awful helpful.
press circle to slow down." It's very helpful. And then Final Fantasy 14. I've been doing more of the cookie clicker.
Oh no.
Ah, yes, I remember you mentioning that.
That continues to go on. Let me check right now and see how many cookies I'm at. Per second, I am making 39.487 billion cookies per second. And
My
I
God.
have right now around 235 trillion cookies.
God. Oh my God.
And
It's making me want to play Cookie Clicker. I just want to see numbers go up.
yeah, number go up. Big number, big go up, number go big up. It's very satisfying to see number go big up. And at this point, I don't even buy things in single buys anymore. I buy everything in tens because I just click open the window once or twice a day and then just buy stuff and then just minimize it again. Just get
Very
that
nice.
nice dopamine hit of number big.
Yep.
I played a bit of Mordhau.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard good things.
It's a very, very good medieval combat game. There's those multiplayer medieval combat games, which is a
Yeah.
bit of a genre.
Yeah, it's definitely become a genre as of late. There's
It's
Mordhau,
there's there's
Chivalry.
Chivalry, now Chivalry 2, the
Yeah.
Mountain Blade games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They all do stuff slightly different.
Is
Mordhau is
is
my
Mordhau
is what?
is Mordhau the one where you get to beat people up with a loot?
Yes, you can. You
Excellent.
can also play that loot. I don't know
That
how,
reminds me of something. Hang on.
but it's great. And Mordhau is also the one where it allows you to like switch your weapon like if you have a big old two-handed weapon, you can switch it around like different attacking modes. So like with a big old Zweihander, you can half sword it, which is you grab the blade with one hand.
Oh, shoot.
So your attacks have less range and power, but they're a lot faster.
Hmm.
There's pole hammers and pole axes where you just flip it around to the other side. So instead of doing the hammer, you're doing the pick part, the spike.
Huh.
And then there's a long sword or long swords and great swords, which you can actually do the Mordhau, which is where you grab it by the blade, just the blade, and hit people with the hilt. It's great.
Beautiful.
Ah, nice. Yeah, you can play songs on the lute. I haven't figured out how, but I want to do it at some point. I have a whole loadout set up for that. But mostly I play horde mode because that gives you a ton of experience and a ton of gold. And gold is what you use to buy character customization options, and I like to make my characters look pretty.
Yep.
I mean, that's basically what the entire game is. Like, you do have to buy weapons, but I believe you can just equip the weapons anyway, even if you don't buy them. It's no. You have to buy them to equip them. I might be wrong about this, but I think you have to buy them to equip them. But you get basic weapons that you can equip anyway on any of your stuff. If I'm
Mhm.
wrong, then it's you have to buy them to customize them.
All right.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly. But Mordhau is my favorite of the medieval combat games, at least for multiplayer. For single player, I would definitely have to say like Mountain Blade because that has the most extensive multiplayer out of them. Unless
Mm.
you count Kingdom Come Deliverance, but that's entirely single player, so
Yeah.
and that's just a full on like Fallout 3 in New Vegas style RPG.
Yeah.
Great.
Good one from what I've heard.
It is. It is. It's very good from what I played. I played some more Team Fortress 2 because I just get that itch every now and then,
Naturally.
and it's still a great game. Still bots everywhere. They can't get rid of them, and it sucks. Although I have seen things where now there's engineer bots. Not just because
Huh.
the bots are almost all snipers, because it's just you can one-shot anyone from across the map as long as you have a sight line.
Yeah.
But now I've seen engineer bots, and I've seen what was the other one I saw? I think it was pyrobots.
Hmm.
Huh.
It's the strangest thing I've seen. But I don't think, when I asked Valve for a new Man vs. Machine, this wasn't exactly what I meant. So enough about all of that stuff. Like, Final Fantasy XIV is the thing I spent the most time on. But the other things that I've been spending time on have been on the PlayStation 5.
Yes, here we are, baby.
Finally got it. Finally got my hands on it. Number one, this controller feels phenomenal.
It's so good.
It's very good. Number two, that rumble is really good.
The rumble is it took me by surprise the first time I got it, just how precise it is.
Just the freaking, like, backstabs and Demon Souls feel amazing.
Oh my god. It's
And,
legendary.
and that adaptive trigger is really freaking good.
It is, when it works
When
very
it works,
well.
it's so far it's worked on the games I've played that I've noticed it.
Yeah, no, I've only had like one or two bad experiences. It's mostly been good.
And then you can turn that off.
Yeah.
So yeah, the games I've been playing, I've played some Demon Souls.
Ah, yes.
Very good game. Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, that game is gorgeous. I've done the first two bosses in Boletaria. I did the first boss in the mines. I tried to get to Adjudicator on the island, but I just kept getting killed by skeletons, so I gave up. And that's when I went to the mines.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to get to that first boss in Latria, in the Tower of Latria. But the Cthulhu mages keep getting me.
Yeah, they're rough.
There's really not much more to say about Demon Souls. It's fantastic, but it's still jank. It's still pretty jank. Like, the world tendency system is jank as crap.
It wouldn't be a Souls game without it.
I mean, that's true. Like, I do the thing where every time I beat a demon and I become human, I immediately go back to the what is it, the hub area? I forget the name. Then I run up the stairs and I throw myself off the ledge to kill myself and go back to soul form because I don't want to mess with the freaking world tendency.
Yeah. Or for me, it was literally I didn't want to have to deal with other players.
Yeah,
Because whenever I would get human form, I would literally just, somebody would join my game and immediately I would close out.
Yep.
Like the fastest disconnect in the West.
Oh man. So Wooly, the best friend, streamed the original Demon Souls years ago, and Wooly was playing it because he was going through all the games on the channel. And when he was in the Boletaria 2 with the bridge, some guy invaded, and he had a weapon called the Scraping Spear.
What?
And the Scraping Spear doesn't deal a ton of damage, but it just wrecks your item durability.
Yep. Yeah, I experienced that. When I played the first time I encountered somebody, they cast a spell and they used that spear and destroyed every single item I had in my possession.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
It's so much fun. Oh my god.
Isn't it great to have someone invade your game and then now you have to stop playing the game and grind souls to fix all of your weapons before you're allowed to play the game again?
Yeah, it's great. Why
so
wouldn't
much
it be?
fun. So
yeah,
I don't want to deal with that crap. So I'm not even bothering.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But yeah, backstabs feel amazing in that game. Parrying and parry stab. I forget whatever.
Riposte.
Parry riposte feels fantastic. And I do it to those skeletons all the time, but I still can't get past them.
Mm.
I got pretty far in that area, and then I got to the part where there's the golden skeletons on the cliff while the stingrays are flying in the sky and shooting at you.
Oh yes.
And I did
Right.
and I did an attack on the skeletons, and I saw the amount of damage it did, and then I died, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna move on. But that's the good thing about Demon Souls, is that it's very easy to just say, okay, I'm gonna go to a different area.
Yeah.
And also, that's also one of the things that makes it one of the easier Souls games. But even then, I'm still having issues, so hey.
Hey.
I played a little bit of Guilty Gear Strive, which is a fighting game.
Oh yeah. Hey.
That is also on PS4 and PC, but there's the PS5 version, and apparently the PS5 version is the worst version, but that's unfortunate for me.
Big oof.
But hey, it's freaking gorgeous. The game looks phenomenal, and for a while I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually learning how to do quarter circles consistently, and I can actually do dragon punch motions consistently. I can do shoryukens. It's great. And then my brother was like, "Hey, can I play?" And I said, "Okay, here's the deal. I'll let you have my old PS4 if you buy me another PS5 controller." So so I have 2 PS5 controllers now.
Nice.
And we played some Guilty Gear. And then he started beating me a bunch, and I'm like, "What the heck's going on?" And it's like, "Oh no, I can no longer do quarter circles consistently. I
Oh
can no
no.
longer do dragon punch motions."
Oh no.
And I'm realizing, oh no, this is why I stopped playing Dragon Ball Fighters. But I'm gonna keep going because I'm enjoying the game.
Yeah, I've heard it's like the best in series.
It's freaking phenomenal, and in terms of like just animation and looks, it's the best looking fighting game ever made.
Dang. Wow, high praise.
It's gorgeous. And it has some of the best animation I've seen in like anything for a while.
Neat.
I've also played a bunch of Ratchet and Clank.
Hey, there it is.
And of the three PS5, those 3 PS5 games that I bought, Ratchet and Clank is the one that I probably put the most amount of time into.
Yeah, that game's great.
That game is fantastic. It's been a long time since I played a 3D platformer, and I've missed it. I love it, and it's a good 3D platformer.
Yeah.
Even if it's more
Very
third-person shooter than 3D platformer.
Yeah. You get a little bit of both.
Yeah, you get a bit of both. I did manage to almost soft lock myself though.
Oh no, what happened?
So I was in the swamp planet, and I
Mhm.
wanted to explore, but the game wanted me to continue on and do more stuff on another planet or something. But I wanted to keep exploring on the swamp planet because there were a bunch of little islands that I hadn't filled out. So I started exploring, and then I managed to jump onto an island, and I'm like, okay, the game did not want me to get on this island because I'm clipping through part of the floor.
Oops.
Oh no.
And then I'm like, okay, I can just make it to those like those metal platforms over there. And so I make it. I jump and I make it to the metal platforms. And then I explore those, and there's nothing going on over there except there's a shop there. And then I look over and I'm like, there's no way to get off of these without jumping into the swamp. Let me see if I can do a big old jump over to the shore. Nope, I can't make it. Okay, let me try to get over to that other no, it's way too far. Okay, let me get back to that rock I was on. Nope, can't do it. Invisible wall.
Oh no.
And it turns out I was in an area that was for later on, but I had managed to somehow get there too early. But luckily, I was able to jump off into the water and kill myself, and then I respawned in the correct area. Yeah, I was really worried because I jumped off into the water, and sometimes when I would jump off into the water after going somewhere I wasn't supposed to, it would spawn me way back at a normal place. But this time it didn't. But then I died, got a game over, and it spawned me in a normal place. So that was a
That's good.
relief. My favorite weapon is Mr. Fun Guy.
Yes. I love Mr. Fun Guy.
Mr. Fun Guy is amazing. I really I like just throwing him out and then continuing on because it's just more damage output,
Yeah.
and also he's freaking hilarious. The fun never stops. The fun never stops. Oh, what the weapons in this game are fantastic. It's a lot of
Yes,
fun.
they are. I love the fact that the foliage gun
Yeah,
has unique animations for every enemy. That's so good.
yeah, it's great. Oh man, and the game's gorgeous.
Yeah.
This
Oh my
thing,
god, yeah.
oh, the lighting, the fur, the more detailed fur than Sully and Monsters Inc.
The load times are insane.
Almost instantaneous.
Almost instantaneous. It's crazy
Like
how good this solid state drive works.
even in Demon Souls, like there's almost no load times, and I'm used to playing Dark Souls where I die and then there's a loading screen for about 10 seconds and then I get back in, or if I teleport, and a loading screen for about 10 seconds. And this is like loading. All right, you're here.
Yeah.
It's it's nuts. Great. That solid state drive is fantastic, and it's putting in the work. Speaking of that solid state drive, I was able to explore the solid state drive and other things in Astro's Playhouse.
That is the one game I have yet to play on PS5.
It's the free game that comes with the system, and it's a fun little 3D platformer with a lot of references to PlayStation stuff over the years.
Yeah.
There's references to the frickin' iToy on PS2.
Wow. Deep cut.
Yeah. There's some pulls, man. It's got some deep pulls. It has a reference to frickin' Vib Ribbon.
Vib Ribbon?
It's this rhythm game on the PS1 where it's like all like not wireframe graphics, but it's just like black screen, white lines, and you have a character that's walking down a line, and then like there's spikes, there's pits, there's circles, and there's some other thing, and each of the different buttons does like gets you over that, and depending, and the song will play like go through, and you try to go through without like messing up rhythm game.
Huh.
But on the PS1, what you could do was you could take out the disc and put in your own music disc, and it would create a freaking rhythm game track for that piece of music.
Huh.
Wow. That's awesome.
On a PS1.
That
Yeah.
is insane how they managed that. Wow.
And nobody remembers that game, but they had a reference to it. So hey, that's awesome.
Hey.
I beat that in like 2 sittings. It's not very long at all, but it was fun. And there's some other stuff I could go back to finish it off.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. But the game I've actually put the most amount of time into on the PS5 is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Hey, there we go.
Because
Have you played whatchamacallit?
Intermission? Not yet.
Yep.
I started it, but then what happened was I saw, okay, there's some games where you have the PS4 game, you can get a free upgrade to the PS5 version. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of them. So I decided, all right, let's do that, because I wanted, my family was coming over that weekend, and that would have been a good game to show off the PS5, as the game's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And with no load times and with 60 frames per second and all that stuff, because I don't have a 4K TV, but at the very least I can still get 1080 60 on all these games.
Yeah.
Then I had to figure out how to transfer my data over, because it's a different game, but it has a way to transfer the data over from the PS4 version to the PS5 version. It's not like it's upgrading your PS4 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, you get the PS5 version for free.
Yeah.
So I had to figure that out, but I did. So now I'm doing that I'm using it as an excuse to do those other playthroughs that I wanted to do.
All right. Good
So
stuff.
I'm getting through the game on normal mode again, but as in New Game Plus, and everything is a joke because I'm freaking overpowered as crap.
Yeah.
Like the first boss, I started to fight it, and then I did like one Thundaga with Barret, and it skipped me to the next phase.
Oh my god.
And like the battle is paced so that when you get to the end, you have a limit break with Cloud. I haven't seen a limit break at all in this game.
God.
Everything just dies so fast. Like the enemies die in a couple hits, the bosses die in like a minute.
That's insane.
It's nuts. But hard mode is going to be rough, so I'm using this time to level up a bunch of materia so that I can do hard mode, cuz in hard mode you can't use items, and when you sit at a bench, it doesn't replenish your magic.
Huh.
On top of everything being harder. Although from
Yeah.
what I've heard, the regular enemies aren't that much harder at all, or like not hard at all, but the bosses are where the difficulty spikes. Which is fair. I like it. And I did play a little bit of Intermission or Intergrade, the DLC with Yuffie, which takes place during the main story of the game. Yuffie's off doing her own thing. And then I found out, oh, there's Fort Condor in this game. They put in the Fort Condor minigame from FF7 Original, but they changed it a little bit. In FF7 Original, Fort Condor is a really, really cheap tower defense minigame that could be cheesed really easily, because the only thing that the way it tracks whether or not you win is, did you kill all of the enemies? So you can just kind of spawn all of your units right down at the bottom of the screen and kill all of the enemies, and boom, you win.
Dang.
In Intermission, it's a board game that people play, but it's instead of it being a tower defense game, it's Clash Royale.
Huh. That's interesting.
And it's a lot of fun.
Oh.
And I think, and from what I've seen, it's kind of like Triple Triad in Final Fantasy VIII, where a ton of NPCs play Fort Condor, so you have a lot of stuff to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
So once I go through Final Fantasy, the main story, another time or two, I'll do that and spend a ton of time in that, because I love those. I love mini game side quests.
Yeah, neat.
I'm the last thing that I played on my PS5 is I managed to tell Sony, hey, I have a PS5 now, and I have a PlayStation VR. Can you send me that frickin' adapter? And they sent it to me.
Hey.
And I got a hankering for some reason, apropos of nothing. And I bought and played a little bit of Skyrim VR.
Hey.
So I haven't even beaten Skyrim. I've played like maybe 5 hours of Skyrim. But I remembered, you know what? My favorite part of Skyrim was going through that optional dungeon and just exploring around the world, just walking through and just like being immersed in the world. How much better is that going to be in VR? Like just actually being in the world. That was my thought process going in. So I got it. I could not be less immersed in the world. I could not be less immersed in the world, because I'm just skipping forward. I'm not walking or anything. I'm just kind of teleporting forward across the world. And when I do attacks, I'm not like swinging my sword and doing a cool sword fight. I'm waggling the sword at the enemy's face, and I'm not even really doing any tactical movements. I'm teleporting behind them and just reaching behind me and hitting them with my sword, and then occasionally pointing my hand at them and zapping them with lightning.
Mm.
I could
Wow.
not be less immersed in the world, but it's a ton of fun. So who cares?
Yeah. Yeah. It's classic. It's
Like
Skyrim.
it has never felt more like a video game than it does now. Like I got
Yeah.
the opposite experience I thought I was going to get, and I'm having a blast. So I'll play
Yeah.
more of that. In fact, I might consider
Elder Scrolls isn't a game. Elder Scrolls is a life decision. It's a lifestyle choice.
I might consider streaming it because I think that would be a fun time for all.
Hey, yeah,
Hey.
go for it.
Because hey, who doesn't want to see a grown man with a pair of oversized goggles strapped to his face, waggling his arms around while he pretends to be a cool sword fighting magician?
I love it.
Yeah. That sounds hilarious. I don't know what you're talking about.
So that's all the video games I played, which is a big contrast to last time where I had almost no video games to talk about.
Yeah.
I didn't just play video games though. I played a board game.
Oh, what'd you play?
I went to Barnes and Noble and I bought a board game. And Barnes and Noble has like you look and they have the same kinds of board games a lot. Sometimes they'll have new ones that kind of get swapped out, but then they have those ones that just stick around for a while and you don't really know what they are. So
Mhm.
I ended up buying one of those, and it was that Disney Villainous game.
Disney Villainous game. I've never heard of that.
And it turns out I really, really like this game. So here's how the game works. Everyone is playing as a different Disney villain. And the way the game works is you have your deck, and you have a fate deck, and then you have your own little board. Each villain has a unique board, a unique villain deck, and a unique fate deck. And the way it works is each villain has their own goal, their own different goal that they're trying to do. And you're trying to keep an eye, like trying to stop other people from fulfilling their goals before you fulfill your goal. But the way you stop them is you use their fate deck against them.
Huh.
So their fate deck will have heroes. So like Maleficent, it'll have Aurora, it'll have the fairies, it'll have the prince, whatever his face. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
He literally stopped, like, didn't have any lines halfway through the movie because he was just fighting with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then in her deck, she has all these things, like you turn into a dragon, things like that, or you have the minions that she has and things and stuff. And each villain has different decks and different goals, and they all interact differently. So you're kind of playing a different game from everyone else.
Huh.
It's like it's the best way I can describe it is it's like a fighting game where you're playing the same game, but your mechanics are very different.
That's very interesting.
It is. And the cool thing about the game, at least the base game, because there's expansions. The base game, you would think that, okay, so it's Disney villainous. They're gonna choose the mainstream Disney villains, the ones that everyone knows. So yeah, they have Maleficent, they have Captain Hook, they have Ursula, and they have they have Jafar. But then they also have the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. They have Prince John from Robin Hood. So they got a few obscure picks in there, which I really appreciate. And then not only did I play that, like, I enjoy the game partly because I can get more than just my brother to play it, because my sister will play this too because she likes Disney villains.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to play it. Like, I like playing board games with my brother, but he can be frustrating to play with at times. I haven't played my favorite board game, War of the Ring, in like a year, because the last time we played, it took 9 hours to play the game.
Oh my God.
And it's not just because it's a long game. Like, it's a long game, but our other games were like 3 hours each. That one took 9 hours because he sat there, and I would take my turn, and he'd just sit there. And just sit there, and he wouldn't do anything. And I won by attacking him, which I'm not supposed to do as the good guys, because the good guys are really disadvantaged when attacking. Whatever. I can play villainous with my brother and my sister, so that's fun. But I like the game so much that, like, a day or so after I bought the game and played it, I bought an expansion for the game.
Wow.
And the expansion, like, the main figurehead, and you can actually buy the expansion standalone. They have all the components in there for you to be able to play the game if you just want to do it on with just those characters. So that's nice. But the main game comes with 6. Each expansion comes with 3. So the face of the expansion I bought was Gaston, because Gaston's the best. So I had to get Gaston.
Of course.
But then it also comes with Lady Tremaine, which is Cinderella's stepmother, and it came with the Horned King.
Oh, from Black Cauldron.
From the Black Cauldron.
Wow.
Deep cuts.
What a frickin' pull. And
God dang.
And because I can't my brother and sister are busy sometimes when I'm not, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna play some games by myself. Against myself. Just playing a board game against myself. So that's not the lamest thing ever. And so when I got the expansion, I played Gaston.
It was a lot like playing an MMO by yourself.
Yeah. But I played Gaston against the Horned King. So Gaston, what he's trying to do is he starts the game with 2 obstacle tokens on each of his 4 spaces. And you're trying to remove those because those are obstacles in the way of getting Belle to marry you, or whatever. And what the Horned King is trying to do is he's trying to get Cauldron-born minions on each of his 4 spaces on his board. But to do that, the only way to get Cauldron-born on the field is to replace ancient soldier token or cards with Cauldron-born. But the only way you can do that is by paying 2 power with the Black Cauldron. But the only way to be able to do that is to activate the Black Cauldron. But the only way to do that is you have to find certain cards in your deck that allow you to take the Black Cauldron.
Dang.
The expansions get weird. Like, they're like Jafar and Ursula in the base game are really weird in what they have to do, because Jafar has to get the lamp on the palace space, or on the palace space, and the genie on the palace space under his control, and he has to win the game. He has to do that. But there's a lot of weird rules around being able to do that. And Ursula has to get the crown and the trident on her side of the field into her lair. But she doesn't. She always has one space locked where she can't like, it's either the main like the human palace is locked, or her lair is locked because she changes to human form or fish form, or what. She's not a fish. I don't know what she is.
Something. Octopus woman.
Something. But there's an action in the game called Vanquish, where you use one of your minions to vanquish one of the heroes. Ursula doesn't have that. Ursula attaches a contract onto a hero and moves them to a certain space, and then they get defeated.
Huh.
It's bizarre.
That is really bizarre.
But Lady Tremaine has a similar mechanic where she doesn't have any vanquish actions, but she'll lock up enemies to where their abilities don't do anything, and then she can destroy them with another card. It's interesting. But anyway,
That's very neat.
I was playing Gaston and the Horned King, and it got down to the line, like between who was going to win, because the Horned King gets really powerful the longer the game goes on, but there's certain cards that can just set him back really far, and I was able to get those and use them on him as Gaston. And Gaston is constantly like, you get obstacles off the board, and then they get put back on, but it's just as easy to get them off again. So it's not really frustrating or anything. But it got down to the line, and I barely was able to get rid of all the obstacles for Gaston, and the next turn the Horned King would have won.
Oh.
Wow.
So that was oddly enough the most entertaining game I had of that game. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
And there's actual tier lists for this game. So Maleficent and Captain Hook are like top tier because Maleficent, all she has to do is get a curse card down on every space on her board, all 4 spaces on her board. And that can be done pretty quickly. And Hook, what Hook has to do is he has to defeat Peter Pan at Captain Hook's pirate ship. And so the thing is, Peter Pan is only in the Fate deck, but that means that whenever someone wants to use the Fate deck on you, they're a little hesitant to do it because one of the things you need to win is in the Fate deck.
Wow.
But then there are ways that you can go through the Fate deck yourself and find Peter Pan. So Captain Hook does really well if the game is short, and he does really well if the game is long. And then in one of the expansions, they have Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog, and he's like top tier because he can win the game in 3 turns.
Oh.
He can conceivably win the game in 3 turns, which is insane.
That is insane. That's crazy. What the heck?
I won the board game in 3 turns, guys. I did it. It's over. But yeah, that's a great game. I'm gonna play more, and I'm gonna try to find more of the expansions. The Scar one is readily available, but 2 of the others are looking pretty expensive. I don't know if they're in print anymore. I may be able to find them somewhere for not overpriced.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And other than that, I have actually been doing some more reading.
Hey.
So, it's not Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, unfortunate.
Not yet, because I've gotten back to the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So
Nice.
So
My friend's been reading the Wheel of Time.
Yeah. So Daniel Green, a YouTuber I watch, is doing a read through of the Wheel of Time on his channel. And I wanted to keep up with it, but I haven't been. But I'm like, okay, how do I catch up on this? Because what I'm doing is I'm reading along with the audiobook, because it's a long series, so having it read to me and reading it myself will help me retain information better. Plus, the audiobooks are just very good.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, let me just sit down and measure, like, divvy this out. Okay, how many hours do I have to read a day to get through Eye of the World by the end of this week? And I did it out, and it's like, okay, I need to read about 4.5 hours every day to get through by the end of the week. Okay, that's a lot, but it's doable. It's doable because I don't. It was the last week of my classes, so nothing was going on. There was like a couple assignments, but that not difficult ones at all. And so I was like, okay, let me just do it. And I'm sitting there and I'm doing it. And the issue is the audiobook is going slower than I normally read. So my brain is just kind of drifting off and following rabbit trails because that's what my brain does. And it's annoying enough when I'm normally reading, but it's even worse when I drift off for a bit and I'm like, wait, hold on, where am I? Where's the audiobook at right now? And I kind of have to catch up with the audiobook. So I'm like, okay, 4.5 hours every day is a lot. Can I just speed this up? Because it's on Audible, so I can play it at faster speeds. So then I went to 1.5 speed. Okay, that's too fast. That's way too fast. Let me go down to 1.1 speed. Because it's such a long book that it does still significantly cut down the amount of time. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is basically indistinguishable from the regular reading. Let me push it up to 1.2. 1.3. 1.4. Yeah, let's get it up to 1.5.
My God.
So now I'm reading I have the audiobook playing at 2 times speed. And there are parts where it's like, okay, this was really hard to follow, or just sounded kind of dumb at 2 times speed. Let me put it down to 1 times regular speed and do it. And it sounds weird because it sounds like they're talking very slow now. But it's so I'm used to 2 times speed, and I'm able to get through the books. I got through Eye of the World, the first book in the Wheel of Time.
Nice.
And it's very good. It was a very classic fantasy, but it was also like people say it's like the bridge between classic fantasy and modern fantasy. Like that's what the Wheel of Time is. And I can already, even in the first book, I can already see Robert Jordan twisting expectations here and there, actively taking these tropes, like the farm boy who's actually the chosen one, the wizard who comes to the small town and takes people off on a big adventure. He's actively using those tropes, but he's twisting them just a little bit. So the the people in the small town don't trust the wizard, because why would they trust a wizard from far off? The wizards are crazy people. Some of them think they're evil. And then the farm boy is the chosen one, but the prophecy about the chosen one says the chosen one is going to save the world, but he's also going to destroy the world. It's really, really interesting. And I like it a lot. The only thing, I agree with a lot of the criticism about the ending of the Eye of the World. The way the problem is solved is very vague. I'm not sure exactly what happened. And then I watched Daniel Green's review of the Wheel of Time, or the Eye of the World, which was just Eye of the World, no spoilers beyond that. And there was a part where he was like, I don't even know what this part is. I've read this book I don't know how many times. I've gone through the series so many times. I don't know what this voice is right here. So there's a couple things here and there that were a little but for the most part, it was freaking fantastic. And that was last week. And this week I've been going through book 2, The Great Hunt, and I'm 100 pages away from finishing The Great Hunt. Because I'm doing I'm on a pace of about 100 pages a day. And usually it's a little bit more or a little less, but I get to the next 100-page mark and then I kind of stop there. Or I finish off the chapter I was on and stop there.
Mhm.
And I'm still going through at 2x speed, but what I do is at the beginning of the book and at the end of the book they play music behind the narration, so I have to slow it down to 1x speed there. And other than that, it's all 2x speed. But the last bit of the Eye of the World where the music was playing was phenomenal, and the music really fit very well with the tone at the time. It was not the most happy ending in the world, because like, yes, we won, we defeated the thing, or did we though? But did we though? And also we revealed some stuff about main character that really isn't a good thing. And it's looking like this small adventure is not really gonna be over anytime soon. It's nice. I really like the bittersweet tone there. And book 2 has been fantastic, and I think I like it so far more than book 1, or at the very least it's more immediately engaging than book 1. So I'll have more to say on that next time, because I'll finish it tomorrow.
All right.
And I believe that is finally it.
Yep.
Nice. Well, good stuff.
Let's see.
Yeah, I've always wanted to check out the Wheel of Time books.
It's
I've heard
very
they're
good.
really
Just a little
interesting.
daunting.
It
Yeah,
is.
a
Much
little
like
daunting.
Brandon Sanderson is a little daunting right now.
Yes, it is. Well, Brandon Sanderson, at least there's chunks. Like, there's the Mistborn trilogy. There's Elantris. There's Warbreaker. With frickin' Wheel of Time, it's, hey, this is a fantasy series. It's 14 or 15 books long.
Yeah.
Strap in.
The One Piece of fantasy novels.
Yeah. No, the One Piece of fantasy is Malazan.
I haven't even heard of that.
If you don't include the prequel of the Wheel of Time, Malazan is longer than the Wheel of Time. If you include the prequel, Wheel of Time just edges it out. But Malazan is a fantasy series that is very long and all that, but it just throws you in. It doesn't really introduce you to the world. It just throws you in.
Sounds like fun.
Like, that's a cool experience, but you'll be a bit lost.
Yeah, I'm sure.
At some point I'm gonna have to check that out. But
yeah.
That's even more daunting than the Wheel of Time, because the Wheel of Time is like, hey, it's got Brandon Sanderson at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's one continuous story with main characters. It's very classic to start off with, and then it starts to twist things later on. But frickin' Malazan. Whew.
That one next on the list?
No. Got some smaller stuff on the list after the Wheel of Time. Good lord.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I can't wait to be disappointed by the TV show later this year.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing a TV show.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
I'm sure it's going to be awful.
I have no idea if it's going to be good or bad. I have no idea. But I'm more immediately worried about the Lord of the Rings TV show they're doing.
I don't think that's going to be any good.
I don't know, man. Like there was all the stuff about how they hired like an intimacy director, and people were like, does this mean that this is going to have sex scenes in the freaking Lord of the Rings?
Oh
god.
And it doesn't, because intimacy directors could be there for just not even nudity necessarily. It could just be there for legal reasons and stuff, but
okay,
still, I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah,
I don't know.
monster. Oh, the monster. Okay, so
not the movie, the Netflix series that they're making,
yes.
which looks so much better than the movie.
Are you sure that it looks better than the movie?
Because it looks more faithful than the movie.
Here's the thing, though. Look at those models. That looks like worse than PS2.
It looks more faithful. is what I mean.
I don't know.
It looks like it would be more
After so
accurate.
many faithless adaptations, maybe we've just been gaslit into
Maybe.
wanting
Into
even the
wanting
slightest
something, anything. It still
anything.
looks like it'd be a better Monster Hunter thing than the movie was.
I mean,
Because they've already showed monsters.
Is that a freaking Kuliaku
What?
in the trailer?
Where?
The monster that jumps on the kid.
Oh no, it's a Velocidrome.
That lady looked awful. That looks gross. That's gross. I hate it. Ew. You know, maybe it's difficult to make a film or television adaptation of a video game that takes like 100 hours to basically press start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, the main cast looks like it's actually based on characters from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Yeah, I'll give it that. It looks more like
is more than what the
Hunter.
movie gave us.
Well, the movie was a reverse isekai.
That's a problem. Here, at least, it looks like it's in the actual world of Monster Hunter.
Wait,
it's
hold
something.
on. Wait, no. Is the freaking Palico talking?
Hang on. Oh, I don't like that.
Hold on.
Trouble. Plan A is running.
That's not nearly
it's
enough.
talking.
That's not nearly enough cat puns. Okay, I'm gonna have to dock points. The cat needs to say a lot more cat puns. I'm just saying.
No. Why would you have the Palico talk? It's just a cute cat companion. Doesn't need to be the comic relief sidekick.
It needs to say more cat puns is the problem.
It needs to go full Teddy from Persona 4.
Yes. Because that's how the Palicos talk in the games.
That's bearific.
So
Anyway.
I think there's one of the Palicos in like Generations Ultimate that keeps forgetting to do cat puns. It's like, oh wait, I'm sorry, hang on. How may I help you?
That's like the freaking.
Like, apparently the cat puns are like an accent that he keeps forgetting to do.
It's like, okay, there's a character in Child of Light is a game where everything is written in rhyme, and there's a character who always screws up the rhymes. It's great. Ugh. Well, on that note, man, all adaptations are terrible these days. They all suck.
I'm more excited for the Netflix Monster Hunter than I am for the movie.
I mean, that's fair.
It's something. I don't know if it's gonna be any good, but at least it's actually Monster Hunter.
Have you guys seen the new Space Jam?
No.
No, and I don't think I will.
I never even saw the old Space Jam.
Neither have I. But I found out the old Space Jam is where songs such as I Believe I Can Fly and I Would Fly Higher Than an Eagle come from.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I thought, like, those songs have existed almost literally my entire life. But I never knew that they were from Space Jam, because Space Jam came out the year I was born.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't know, maybe I'll take this opportunity to watch the original Space Jam, which isn't a very good movie from what I've heard, but at least it's more fun than the new one.
Yeah.
Stop making old things worse. As Red Letter Media said, how does it feel to watch all of your favorite franchises go down in flames?
Feels good, man.
Feels great.
Yep.
On that note, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. It's been fantastic.
It's been great.
bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game. Do you know who you are when you speak your words? Don't sound like your own. You're trapped in the toxic created by this world. That is who you are. No standards will say life must begin from time to wake up. Providing keeps us from the ground. That is bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If I lose my wings, I don't need a new word under you. Can't feel a thing, we already know the smell of the game. Remember you are blazing, still your heart is blazing. If the world made you, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game. What am I? What am I? What am I? What am
Mankind knew that they cannot change society, so instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. But they found beauty in the lives of beasts and couldn't lie to themselves about it.
I'm just a small part of the world, but no one can break me. Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new word over you. My time is my word. Your words will never make me disobey. That is bullshit blazing. Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new word over you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of